Bonsoir à tous, bienvenue dans les aventures de Jack Burton. Donc on va reprendre là où on s'était arrêté hier, c'est-à-dire pas bien loin. Oui, comme vous voyez j'ai de la compagnie là sur le côté. Donc on va pouvoir se relancer tranquillement. Continuer. Alors... Ah, j'ai des points de compétences disponibles que je n'ai pas utilisés hier. Bah, allons, faisons-le tout de suite. Alors mon petit Jack. Résumé. Remarquable. Vous savez, je suis un hôte de caisse, ça c'est la classe quand même. Alors, les compétences. J'ai 10 points disponibles. Ok, alors la défense. Ok, et furtivité. Allez. Espérons que je ne fasse pas des choix débiles. Alors le journal, voyons voir où on en est. Donc celle-là elle est finie, c'est la quête du fossoyeur. Récupérer le stock secret de médicaments. Allez, c'est parti. Ok. Pas sûr que je vais y arriver, mais... Là, ils sont deux. On va essayer de la jouer furtif. C'est pas vous, mais j'ai l'impression qu'ils ont quand même un peu abusé d'une forme d'aberration chromatique. C'est un effet assez spécial sur l'image. On rentre dans le vif du sujet là. On va essayer de pas se faire repérer. C'est quand même protégé. Quand même pas avoir le choix à mon avis d'en tuer quelques-uns. partout. Oh, courage, fuyons. Oups, mauvaise touche. On reste plus qu'un, pas vraiment à tuer. Bon. Je propose qu'on ramasse. Ah merde, c'est pas fini. Et autre entrée ici derrière. Ouh, je sais pas pourquoi, j'ai bien fait de reculer, je le sentais. C'est blindax apparemment aussi. Ok, un premier mode. Qu'est-ce qu'il va me proposer? Rien. Ok. Oula, il y a le choix, hein. Je n'ai que 480. Type d'armure lourde. Bon, pour le moment, je vais comparer. Ah non, c'est pas comparer ce qu'on inventaire. Ça c'est con. Ah oui. Bon. Ah, forcément, Spacer's Choice, le meilleur choix. Alors. Comment je fais pour rentrer là? Oh merde. Bien sûr. C'était à prévoir. Allez, on se la joue. Je vais pas dormir. Un morceau. Dormir sur un morceau de jambe, faut peut-être pas exagérer non plus. Alors. Voyons voir. C'est exactement les mêmes. Ok. Trois. Oula. Il ressemble à un clodo de l'espace maintenant. Bon bah. Waouh, trop classe. Je serais peut-être un peu mieux protégé. Au niveau flingue, j'ai pas vraiment beaucoup de choix. Bon, il faut que je trouve une putain de clé. Et où cette saloperie de clé? Montre égalienne à Jabot. Ça c'est tout un programme. Les chiottes. Alors. Toujours aucune trace. Ah, voilà une arme intéressante. Cent dégâts par seconde. 97 dégâts par seconde. Je crois que j'ai récupéré la clé. En même temps, je les ai tous tués. Et voilà. Je sais pas c'est quoi, mais ça peut tout. Ça pourra peut-être servir. Et ça. Crochet magnétique. Allez. Parfait. Alors. On va me faire une petite sauvegarde juste par sécurité. Ah. Allez, retour en ville.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
Somebody's been running around town raving about a colony ship. Plague must have gone into their brain matter. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make a habit of consorting with smuggler types. You do have some cheek on you. Lucky for you, I kept a little contingency fee in case you tried to negotiate with me. Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out in the cold. Amelia seeing how she's around people all the time. Anybody in the sick room?
Allez alors. Ce fameux régulateur électrique. Reed Thompson. Bien, partons à sa recherche. Ah ben, je n'avais point vu le petit point vert. On a même droit de la petite musique qui va bien.
Grease monkey, Argo.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Bon, je sais pas
Don't
pourquoi.
apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure.
Voir si c'est un connard.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you? I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Ah tiens. Ça, c'est vraiment une surprise.
I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Alors... On la joue quoi? On la joue bien ou on la joue mal? Allez.
Good Lord, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, Her camp looks to her for leadership. That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Très bien. Allons voir.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Ouais, ça sera cool.
Great.
Plus
I
on est
got
fou.
my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
On y va. Allez hop. Compagnon. Mon premier compagnon. Alors, à quoi ils servent? Ils nous aident pendant les combats. Leurs compétences augmentent les vôtres. Ok, donc c'est des mules. Ok. Est-ce qu'il faut l'équiper, cette petite dame?
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk?
Bien sûr.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Alors, c'est normal que les gens aient envie de partir. Le groupe. Voyons voir.
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
C'est clair que cette ville elle est vachement pourrie.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Oui, je peux le trouver où ce gars.
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Bon alors. On va voir si on doit équiper cette petite dame. Ok. Ok, le registre des compagnons vous indique tout ce qu'il y a à savoir sur vos compagnons. Compétences, stats, effets de statut, équipement. Ok. D'accord. Donc. Ça c'est son armure. Ok. Est-ce que je peux lui donner quelque chose de mieux? Émeute c'est 4, à 7, non. Peut-être ça. Alors ça le fait, hein. Bon, c'est moche, mais bon. Et... Alors... Et quoi, j'ai agressif, défensif, passif. Toujours laisser ça comme ça pour le moment. Voilà. Maintenant, journal des quêtes. Alors, oui, ça c'est le message qu'on doit aller rapporter. Et facultatif, parler au vicaire. Bon, je crois qu'on va quand même le faire. Ok. Bon. Avant qu'on se lance là-dedans, je vais me faire un petit café, je reviens tout de suite. À tout de suite. Me revoilà, avec le ravitaillement. Alors... Ok, ben... Allons-y. Ouais, l'optionnel, je sais pas. Je sais pas si... Je sais pas où est le vicaire de la ville. Bon, tant pis. J'ai pas envie de chercher personnellement. Avançons. Ah. Pourquoi j'ai 2 spots? Ah. Bah, j'imagine que ça me renvoie simplement sur la porte et qu'après je peux me débrouiller. Ça, une épave. Bon allez, on va quand même essayer de trouver le vicaire. J'espère que c'est pas la porte. Ah non. Si. Peut-être bien ici.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Le voilà.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town? I've never seen you before, and there's been no paperwork indicating a transfer. Half the time it's wrong, but a new worker without paperwork? Unheard of. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Pretty universal here. Except for Ms. Holcomb, who, for some reason, doesn't seem to have much to say to me. Isn't that right?
It's just... there's more to it all than numbers. Sorry.
I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town. Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here.
Bien, bien, bien.
Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress. This place could be so much more, and I will continue in my quest to make it so.
Mais bien sûr.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Alors, des sous-sous, des sous-sous, des sous-sous.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Allez.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Et encore un niveau pour Jack. Alors... il me reste 3 points. Je vais en faire quoi? Je vais mettre en furtivité. Parce que le crochetage, ça peut quand même être utile. Pourquoi j'ai 32 en crochetage? D'accord. Je viens de comprendre. Ah, j'ai droit à un avantage. Ah. Retour. D'abord, on va valider. Vous avez déverrouillé une compétence de dialogue en combat. D'accord. Alors, j'ai droit à un avantage. vitesse de marche, vitesse de sprint. Dilemme. Allez, va pour ça.
Heading back.
Ça c'est fait. Maintenant, on va pouvoir passer à la suite.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all know.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
Another day at the cannery.
Est-ce que c'est le bon chemin seulement? Alors... Oula, c'est quoi ce truc? Alors, c'est une larve serpent, je ne sais pas c'est quoi, limace, un serpent limace. J'avoue que le design est douteux. Est-ce qu'on peut tuer ce truc? Ah oui. Un boa de cuir. Voilà, maintenant on sait ce que c'est. Il y a un cadavre ici. Je crois que je vais pouvoir équiper une meilleure armure. 7, oui, 9. Voilà.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Il y a moyen de discuter peut-être.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Je vais éviter de parler de l'autre, à mon avis.
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Ouais, ouais, tracasse. Allez, on va remettre un peu d'humour.
Explains why you're still yammering on at me. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. I go looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun.
Ben, comme
It's
par
my
hasard,
dilemma.
recrute pour ma tronche. Ça.
Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Little ways ago, she was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor.
Oh,
I'll tell you what I can. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own.
très bien.
What is it?
J'ai ramassé sans savoir ce que c'était.
So pretty.
Non, je vais éviter de voler.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Bon, on va aborder le sujet qui fâche maintenant.
Reed Thompson. You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
J'ai pas le choix, moi.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Dilemme.
Well, if it's all the same to you, then you ought to divert power over to us, shut down Reed's cannery, and scrap it for parts. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Alors.
Something you need? That's on account of how I never met her. I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. Well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
Alors...
The Vicar's about the only soul in the Vale who spends his time thinking on what is and ain't right. It's just that when he looks at me, I feel I'd disappoint him.
Bon. Petit tour dans le journal. Ah tiens, j'avais pas vu. Quête échouée, donc on peut échouer des quêtes. Alors... Je fais quoi? J'aide la ville ou j'aide la communauté? Quel impact pour la suite? C'est ça qui m'inquiète un plus dans le choix. Bon, j'ai pas envie de me casser la tête pour le moment, on va partir alors sur cette quête-ci. On va essayer de retrouver la petite Zoé.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
Bon bah, passons à l'interrogatoire.
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. Hey, I got time.
Que j'ai vraiment d'autres questions.
I'll help if I can.
Eh non, j'en ai pas. Bon. Voyons voir. Ce que la discussion qu'il faudrait retrouver le journal de Zoé. Ok. Allons voir dans la maison de Zoé. C'est qui celui-là?
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Bonne nouvelle, je suis toujours en vie. Je commence même à me sentir mieux. Un groupe de déserteurs a eu domicile dans le vieux laboratoire botanique. Ils ont trouvé le moyen de faire pousser à manger. Enfin, à manger. Disons que c'est comestible. Adéalide m'a fait part d'une décoction avec un tas de feuilles verdâtres et m'a dit que d'en boire 2 fois par jour pour soigner mes symptômes. Blablabla. Alors, ok. Ici, c'est quoi encore une autre note? Ok. Elle est tombée malade, et du coup c'est pour ça qu'elle a déserté. Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose qu'on peut encore fouiller? Observons bien. Ah, c'est la fameuse affiche, à mon avis. Ça j'ai regardé. Ah, ici encore une feuille. Ok, donc elle est partie chez les maraudeurs. Bon bah. On va essayer de la retrouver alors. Évidemment. Allez, on les défonce. C'est quoi ce truc? C'est moi qui vais me faire défoncer ici. Eh ben. Bon, le chien là, on se paraît rien. C'est pas récupérer de la viande ou quoi, non? fusil d'assaut. M'intéresse. Voilà. Je sais pas c'est quoi ce bruit qu'on entend, mais nous ça me fait froid dans le dos. Parce que j'ai tout fouillé. Ah, voilà, là il y avait quelque chose à prendre.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Heard something.
Incoming!
Eh merde, et voilà, fallait bien que ça arrive. En plus j'ai pas sauvegardé. Comment faire pour lui parler sans se faire repérer par tous les oises? Ah putain, du coup j'ai plus le fusil d'assaut. Bon bah tant pis. J'ai un peu déconné là. Elle est où Parvati? Pas de bol. Bon, je reviens tout de suite. Voilà. Bon. On y retourne en essayant de ne pas se faire buter bêtement cette fois-ci. Ben, ils en jettent des choses, des munitions dans les poubelles.
Got it. Inside voices.
Bon. Espérons que j'arrive à looter ce que j'avais looté tantôt, sinon je vais pleurer. J'ai mon fusil d'assaut. Nickel. Bon, celui que j'ai buté en premier était où? Je ne le trouve plus. C'est pas grave. Allez, on va se rééquiper comme... Ok. Excellent. Le vieux McDonald's. Bon. Je crois que je vais quand même sauvegarder. Voilà. Ah, j'ai que 22 balles. Shit, pas beaucoup ça.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Wow. You put those marauders in the dirt quicker than the masked marketeer. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
C'est juste une grosse conne en fait.
I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Voilà. Falloir des munitions. Quand on ne fait attention à rien, voilà ce qui arrive. Bon, bah, on va retourner au camp. Nid de primates. Ah, elles sont où les primates? Bon, je vais reprendre mon flingue. Puisque les munitions d'assaut ont l'air très rationnées.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Oui, un établi, mais où je peux trouver un établi? Alors. C'est pas celle-là, c'est ça qui est cassé? C'est loin d'ici. Allons trouver ce livre. J'imagine que lui va me demander autre chose pour avoir le livre. Le petit schéma habituel. Apprivoiser, ça veut dire qu'il y a un maraudeur dans le coin.
Okay, gone quiet.
Oh.
Huh?
Here they come!
Oh merde. Bon. Arrêtez. Voyons voir. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on peut lui donner à elle? Pourquoi je peux pas l'utiliser? Niveau 5. Je pense que je peux l'utiliser. se fait sauvegarder ici au cas où.
That was quick.
Allez, on va lui apporter son livre.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is.
Elle est bonne celle-là.
French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
Donc c'est nouveau maintenant. French. En anglais, ça veut dire polonais en français. Ça, c'est joli.
I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Châtiment cosmique.
You're right. Such are the workings of the equation. And I've only my own hubris to blame. I certainly never planned for this contingency. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew. Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Ah bon? C'est cool, ça c'est... Le vicaire interstellaire. Je vais quand même poser la question, Léon.
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my seminary days. Left many an opponent bleeding on the field. Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied? It's the journal of one of the originators of the Philosopher's School of Thought, though it would be more than a century before it was perverted into that belief system. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of that came later. Bakonu had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan.
Allez alors,
Fantastic.
engagé.
Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Bien. Donc maintenant, je n'ai plus que les quêtes principales et je dois choisir. Mais je pense, vu l'heure, je vais arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Il faut savoir rester raisonnable. Je vous souhaite donc une bonne fin de soirée et je vous dis à bientôt.